Welcome to the Basics of Java Tutorial 20, which is the last tutorial of this tutorial series. In this, we will be discussing about packaging in Java in a jar file using Eclipse. The topics that are covered in this tutorial are the basics of jar files in Java, the basic command on jar files that are to be used on console, and finally we will see how to execute a jar file java space in a jar file myjar. In this section of the tutorial we will discuss how to create a jar file in Java on Eclipse. As you see in the tutorial 20 project, we have two packages. One is tutorial20.account and the second tutorial20.examples. In the package tutorial20.account, we have the class account.java, and we also have the second Java program file, that is accountmanager.java. Let's open our files, and in the tutorial20.examples package you can see we have a program file packagingdemo.java. Let's open this file as well. If you see the program file account.java, you can see we have two variables, balance and transaction amount, which are declared as private float. For these two variables, balance and transaction amount, we have got getters and setters. Also you can see in this program file we have two methods, deposit money and withdraw money. In the deposit money method, we add the transaction amount to the balance, and in the withdraw money, the transaction amount is deducted from the balance. If you observe account manager program file, you can see we have a variable account inside the class account manager. Account is a variable of type class account. Within the constructor block of account manager class, we can see we are creating an object of class account. We also have the method print menu, which prints the basic information on the console. This print menu includes various choices available to the user. You can see we also have two methods, one is withdraw and another is deposit. In withdraw method, the input is taken from the user, and here you can see we have an object of class console. We have already discussed console class in the earlier tutorials. Followed by we have a string str equality operator console.readLine, which reads the line that is entered by the user. After that line, you can see that the string which is entered by the user is collected and it's stored in the amount variable, which is of type float. In the next statement, you can see we are calling the method withdraw money using object account, that is account.withdraw money, and the argument being passed is amount, which is entered by the user through a keyboard. And finally we are printing the output. And in the deposit method, you can see we have the similar code. The only difference is the method being used by the account object is deposit money. Using this deposit money method, calculations are done and finally the deposition process is done. That is, the money is deposited into the account. The next file is packaging demo.java. We can see that we have a class packaging demo, and within the main method we are creating a variable of class account manager. That is, we are creating an object of class account manager. Also you can see that we have an infinite while loop. That is, the condition inside the while is true. In the first statement of while loop, we are printing the menu using print menu method of class manager. And in the following statement, we are seeking a choice from the user. If the choice entered is W, we are performing withdraw operation. If the choice mentioned is D, we perform deposit operation. We also have the third option, which is N. If N is entered by the user as choice, we do not perform any operation. That is, we don't perform any withdraw or deposit operation. It breaks out of this while loop. Let's package our application in a jar file. And let's execute the application directly from the console. We can use file, export. As you see, we have Java. Under the Java, let's select jar file. We also have Java doc and runnable jar file. If we are using Swing in our application, then we can use this runnable jar file, which would start the Windows application based on Swing. In our example, since we do not have any swings, let's create a simple jar file. Now click on Next. Here you can see on the left hand side, we have different projects. We can select the resources that are to be exported. In our case, let's select tutorial 20. Below you can see we have different checkboxes. Let's check our first checkbox, that is export generated class files and resources. If you see below, you can see we have different checkboxes for options. The first checkbox is to compress the contents of the jar file. Let's check this. In this text box, we can specify the destination of our jar file. The directory that we have is F drive followed by Java folder followed by file name, that is tutorial20.jar. Now click on Next. As you see, we have different checkboxes here. We can select few more options to export the class files. Now let's press Next. Here you can see that we have different options. First is we can generate the manifest file here. Here we can also select the main class. Since the main class will be the entry point of the application, we can select our own main class using Browse. In our example, our main class is the packaging demo. Let's select it and click on OK. Finally, let's click on button Finish. Now our jar file has been generated. To execute this jar file, give the command java -jar and specify the file name, that is tutorial20.jar. Enter. Here you can see that it started our application and has thrown three choices. Choice 1 enter D, choice 2, enter W, choice 3, enter N. Let's give our choice as capital D to deposit the amount. Let's enter the amount. Let's enter the amount as 20. Enter. You can see that the balance after deposit is being printed as 20. Now let's enter our second option, that is capital W, to withdraw the amount. Let me enter the value as 5. Enter. You can see that the balance after withdrawal is 15, that is 20 minus 5. Now let's enter the third choice, that is N, to exit the application. N, enter. Here we can see that the control has come back and the application has ended. In this tutorial, we have learned that packaging an application in .jar is more convenient to share it among the others. Eclipse provides inbuilt support to package an application in a jar file. The applications having main method can be executed directly on the console. You can try your hands on to create an example that is discussed in this tutorial and create your own jar file and directly execute the application on the console. Thank you one and all.